Warner Brothers Games has been in a state of disaster. They lost $100 million on Multiverses, over $200 million on Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, and now we're finding out that things are only getting worse for them because they are shutting down a multitude of studios, including Monolith Productions, and canceling their upcoming Wonder Woman game. But before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, this is very sad for a lot of gamers, myself included, because years and years ago, I loved the Arkhamverse. I thought that it was amazing, but clearly Warner Brothers Games has put quite a few questionable individuals in control of Rocksteady, and now we're finding out that the questionable individuals they've put in charge of Monolith Productions have sank the ship, because now they are canceling the upcoming Wonder Woman game, which, yes, was being led by activists. They are shutting down Monolith Productions, and of course that means we're never going to get another Condemned game or another Fear title, and this is very sad, in my opinion, because while, yes, it has been a lot of years since Monolith Productions has really done anything, they still had a lot of potential under their belt. I mean, the Middle-earth Shadows games were absolutely phenomenal. I'm sure many of you remember them because of the Nemesis system, and that means that we are never going to get another game with this system, which is just so sad because they basically patented it and now they're going to bury it forever. And Warner Brothers has actually confirmed this now, saying, "We have had to make some very difficult decisions to structure our development studios and investments around building the best games possible with our key franchises, Harry Potter, Mortal Kombat, DC, and Game of Thrones," which is mind-boggling, given, again, they canceled a DC project and a studio that had made a super successful set of Middle-earth games. Like, if your focus is to really focus on key franchises, you keep Monolith around. Now, we do not know the state of the Wonder Woman title, but the rumors have been bad. We do know that it is being led, or was, I guess, being led by activists such as Tanya DePass, so that really did not help it. And we also had heard just a couple of weeks ago that apparently they had put an extra $100 million into developing this game because they had to scrap a lot of it, and it's just been in development hell, and now it just sounds like they've given up. So it says, "After careful consideration, we are closing 3 of our development studios: Monolith Productions, Player First Games, and Warner Brothers Games San Diego. This is a strategic change in direction and not a reflection of these teams or the talent that consists within them." They can say that all they want, but clearly it is a reflection on them, because if they had confidence in these projects, they would have continued to put money and time and effort into them. Clearly, if they thought that the Wonder Woman game was going to make $1 billion, they would have barreled forward with those plans, but I think they saw the initial reaction and also the reaction to people like Tanya DePass working on it. Plus, apparently, it sounds like they kind of just were not sure of the general direction. From what I understand, they had an idea which was going to be a more single player, really high quality story experience, and then they switched gears to a live service title because they thought KTJL and Multiverses were all going to do really good and thought live service was the future. But then when they saw KTJL did so bad, they decided to go back instead of forward with their plans, and they went back to the drawing board and wanted to do single player again. And, well, when you are constantly switching directions, you can't really develop anything that is going to be of substance because you've got so many different pieces that are for so many different strategies, and none of it just could come together. It says the development of Monolith's Wonder Woman video game will not move forward. Our hope was to give players and fans the highest quality experience possible for the iconic character, and unfortunately, this is no longer possible with our strategic priorities. This is why you do not announce games years and years in advance. They announced this game in 2021. It is now 2025, and they're canceling it. We haven't even ever seen any sort of gameplay or character models. We have not seen anything, therefore they should have never announced it if it was not even close to being done then. And of course, this has led to quite a lot of backlash. There are some people who think that, oh, this is a good move. At least they're scrapping all these projects before they waste more money. But there are also a lot of people who are upset because particularly of the Nemesis system and Fear. I really loved Fear. I wanted another Fear game. I love the Nemesis system. I always wanted them to use it again, and that's why I was holding out a little bit of hope for Wonder Woman because they were going to include that, but now it's just going to be dead and we're never going to see it again. They really took the Nemesis system from us for nothing. This means for the Nemesis system patent, it means that it's going to go in a vault and we're never going to see it again, or maybe in like 20 years we'll see it again. Unfortunately, though, it's not going to be anytime soon. Thomas Mahler was also saying, in case someone from Monolith reads this, Moon is always looking for exceptionally talented folks for the Wicked game. Just send resumes to, and then his email is there. And I do think that there are probably a few people on these teams who are genuinely good developers, who do care about the industry, and who probably do deserve more jobs within it. But unfortunately, I just can't sit here and say I'm so heartbroken by this development just because the industry is not in a good state. I mean, when they had hired Tanya DePass for this project, I was instantly skeptical. If you do not know who she is, she was, at least, the senior writer, but she has all kinds of baggage, including participating in the failed Hogwarts Legacy boycott and attempting to get a Good Old Games employee fired. So she had announced in April of 2023 that she took a position at Monolith Productions as a senior writer, saying, okay, enough vague booking. I've accepted a position at Monolith Productions as a senior writer starting next month. The Wonder Woman game was officially teased by Warner Brothers Games back in December 2021, so many years ago at this point, and they had added, it was powered by the Nemesis system. Gamers will forge deep connections with both enemies and allies as they progress from a heroic fighter into a proven leader. So it didn't sound bad, but again, we didn't really have any information on it, though, unfortunately, very controversial person behind it. She had participated in the now failed Hogwarts Legacy boycott and even accused the game and its developers of trying to wipe out trans folk, even though there are trans characters in it, guys. Oh yeah, let's accuse them of this. I understand there are people out there who do not like J.K. Rowling and do not like her opinions, but she has created an amazing world that millions upon millions of people love. And, well, the reason why the boycott failed is because it was a high-quality game set in this world that so many people have love and nostalgia for. Again, just because somebody made a Harry Potter-themed video game does not mean that there is surphobes, but of course, people like Tanya DePass just want you to be mad and they want you to blindly boycott games, which I think is ridiculous. That's why I never sit here on my channel and tell you guys to boycott something, unless, of course, it's a straight-up scam like the day before, for example. Then I'll tell you, you definitely shouldn't buy it. But if there is a game that I would consider super woke and filled with identity politics, like Dragon Age: The Veilguard, and I hated it, that doesn't mean you shouldn't buy it because you might love it if you think it looks good, but that's why I stream games, so you can see before you swipe your credit card, but ultimately, I'm not going to tell an adult what to do with their money, but activists like Tanya DePass think, oh, they know more than you, so they're going to tell you to buy or not to buy something, which I think is absurd, but she has also tried to get people fired from their jobs in the past for making jokes on official accounts like the GOG page, which I'm just, again, never going to agree with. People getting canceled because of jokes. When you hear that people like this were leading projects like Wonder Woman, it really makes you wonder who else was affiliated with this. So I'll definitely be keeping my eye on like LinkedIn and social media over the next few days to see if anybody else announces, oh, hey, you know, I was laid off, and if they are controversial figures who are behind this. But as of right now, we're finding out that Warner Brothers is shutting down Monolith Productions, canceling the Wonder Woman game. I will be talking more about this tonight in my live stream at 8 p.m. Eastern. It will be linked down below. But for now, that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.